Welcome. My name is Pamela Kearns of Peyote Dreams Jewelry Designs, and I'm back with another left-handed video. This time we're going to be talking about peyote. And this is going to be the first video of a series that is going to look at various ways of doing peyote and some of the other aspects and things that you can do with it. First of all, what is peyote stitch? Well, it's an in-hand stitch that is done using needle, thread, and beads to create solid fabrics of beads. Okay, so most people think of peyote as being flat bands. This is an example of even count peyote, which is what most people start with. Even count simply refers to the number of beads across. So for example, this one, 2, 4, 6, 8. This has 10 beads across. So 10 being an even number, that's why it's even count peyote. Odd count peyote has an odd number of beads across. But odd count peyote allows for a centered design, just like these Christmas trees. And people are afraid of odd count peyote. It's because it's got a couple little changes on how we go from one row to another. We're going to be taking the fear out of how to do odd count peyote in a future video. I'll be showing you how to do a couple of ways of doing that dreaded odd count turn and some of the other aspects so that you can make both even and odd count your favorite stitches to do. So flat peyote is just one thing you can do. Here's another example of flat peyote. And it's using a variety of beads. It's using delicate beads, which is our cylinder bead. It's got a couple sizes of seed beads. So you've got different textures, different sizes, which is creating a lot of dimension. As you can see it there, as it moves around. There are carrier beads inside. That's what's giving the form. So this is a bracelet. And I'll be showing you how to do flat cellini as well in a future video. Now, you can also do flat peyote using 2-hole beads. This is my double diamond bracelet, and it's using 2-hole diamond duos. And it's fun. It's actually really easy to do. And it has seed beads running along the side, which helps fill in some of these gaps created by the 2-hole beads. So that'll be also a future video. Now, of course, you can do tubular peyote. This is done in the round, and it's moving from the bottom up through the top. This is all done using delicate beads, size 11s, and it's done actually on the wooden ornament. We'll take a look how to do tubular peyote as well. Now, if you want another challenge, how about diagonal peyote? So this is done in this direction, so you're literally zigzagging your way around. As I say, this is called diagonal peyote. This happens to be a bracelet, so it wears like that, which is really fun. But you can also think about it, if you gathered up all these points on one side, what you could create then is a flower. And that's exactly what I did using the diagonal peyote. Just drew up one side of the zigs and joined them together and put a sparkling Swarovski right in the middle, creating a flower pendant. Okay, so that is diagonal peyote. Now, how about triangles? There's a lot of geometrics you can do. My favorite is working a triangle. So this started off as a flat triangle, which I created increases and decreases, and ultimately created this Christmas tree ornament. It's all done in one piece. I don't know if you can see all the way in there. It is hollow. There's going all the way in there. And it, of course, is a Christmas tree ornament. You can also do flat triangles, again, all done in one piece. And each triangle offsets each other a little bit from the triangle before it to create this really neat pendant that has a lot of movement. Again, it's all done in one piece. There's the back of it. So this is something else we're going to take a look at. So as I say, this is the first of the videos. Here we're going to be discussing, I've showed you what peyote was. We're going to look at thread. We're going to look at beads. And just to introduce you a little bit to what can happen. So how about thread? Well, your beadwork is only as strong as the thread that you're using. And so thread, you don't want to cheap out on it. Use a good quality thread. My favorite threads for basic flat count or flat peyote are any one of these 3 Japanese threads. All of them are strong, all of them are fray resistant, and they all come in some great colors. Miyuki, who are the same manufacturers of Delica beads, has their own thread. It feels like it has a little coating on it. KO thread, another Japanese thread, comes in lots of colors on a spool. Toho, another brand of Japanese beads, and Toho also produces cylinder beads under the name of Aikos, A-I-K-O-S, and Toho Treasures. Think of Toho and Miyuki as Coke and Pepsi. Both produce the same thing. Everyone has their favorites. So the Toho comes on this spool. You can use Fireline for basic flat peyote. I do find Fireline is a little overkill. However, for things like geometrics where I need tension and I'm going to pull, I do use Fireline for stuff like this. Okay, so that's a little bit about the threads. Again, you're going to have your own favorites as well. A little bit about the beads. Now, you can use any kind of bead. You can use cylinder beads. You can use regular round seed beads. You do want to make sure that they are a consistent and even kind of bead. So things like check beads don't work out too well. The Japanese beads, as I say, either Tohos or Miyukis, whether they're Delicas or seed beads or cylinder beads or seed beads, does not really matter. You're going to get different effects. This, for example, is done using seed beads. Okay, so we have some size 11s and some size 8s. And as you can see, the roundness of the seed beads creates a completely different texture than does Delica beads. Delica beads are a flat bead, they're flat sides. They don't have the roundness that seed beads do, but they go straight up and down, and they have a very large hole that can work really to your advantage, and it allows a lot of passes of threads. Very important for things like geometric, where you're going to be doing a lot of thread pass-throughs. Seed beads, on the other hand, have the round shoulders. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit there. There, you can see how it's got a little bit rounder shoulders than the cylinder beads do. These are size 8 Toho beads. The cylinder beads are size 8 Delicas. So you can see the difference in bead shape as well as the overall size. Now, you can do, speaking of Delicas, you can do your peyote in using any of the sizes. Most common are the size 11. I know the company that I teach at, Bead Effects, they have over 1,000 size 11 colors, various finishes, various lusters, transparents, opaques, you name it, they got it. Smaller to the size 11s are the size 15s. Okay, they also, again, come in lots of colors, not as many as the 11s, but still lots of colors and finishes. The next size up from the 11s is the size 10s. Again, lots of things you can do with it. And then the largest size being the size 8s. So all of these are done, by the way, with the same number of beads across, the same number of rows in each of these. You can see the difference that the size of bead makes. So you can do your pattern in, if you're doing it in size 11s, and you want it a little bit wider, don't create a new pattern, just do it in a size bigger bead. If you want to do something much more delicate, don't create a smaller pattern, just do it in a smaller size bead. So this is where you can really let the beads work for you. How do you see that in real life? Well, my Christmas tree that is here is done in size 11s. If I wanted a bigger tree, well, I wasn't about to create a new pattern, so I did them in size 10s. That's the difference that two bead sizes make. So go ahead and experiment with those. It's fun. So thank you for joining me today. As I say, today this video is just an introductory to some of the aspects of peyote. The next video that I'll be producing is going to be about how to do even count peyote. And we're also going to learn how to zip it up to create beaded beads. And I'll explain what you can put inside so that your beaded beads don't collapse, and you can use them as you would any great big focal bead. We'll also take a look a little bit about reading patterns. I will cover reading patterns in a separate video. It's a little bit to explain, but don't worry about it. It's actually, once you get used to it, it's easy to do. So thank you for joining me today. Please like my videos. That helps me spread the news. If you have left-handed beading buddies and friends who want to get into peyote, please share this Peyote Dreams jewelry design with them. And feel free to subscribe. There'll be lots more videos coming. If you want to know anything or ask me any questions, please feel free to do so in the comments section. And if you want to see anything featured in a video using left-handed instructions, let me know as well. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. This is Pamela Kearns, and I'll talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.